Hey y'all,
Hey
let's
y'all,
jump
and
right
welcome
into
back to
today's
another
recipe for
video.
this spinach
So
dip.
today we know
So
that
here's our
there
ingredients
is
list. We
football
have onion
season
powder,
and
garlic
we're
powder,
gonna be
chopped minced
hosting and
garlic,
so forth. So
bouillon,
let's get into a
sour
quick and
cream,
easy
black pepper.
recipe.
Of course, we're gonna need some cream cheese, heavy whipping cream. I'm using frozen spinach. You can use fresh spinach if you want to. And I'm using some cheddar and some mozzarellas with some pepper jack. And you're just gonna need a baking dish. So we all know football season is here, so this is going to be a quick and simple recipe for this spinach dip that you can use to entertain while you're watching your football. But it's pretty simple, so this is not going to be a very long video. So we're going to saute up our garlic. You just want to go ahead and saute this on a medium heat. You don't want it to burn, but you want it to get nice and fragrant before adding your spinach. Like I said, you guys can use fresh spinach, that is preferred, but I had the frozen spinach in the fridge, so that's what I'm going to use. Now, one thing you want to do with your frozen spinach is have it top prior to using it and then put it in a paper towel or a like a dish rag, a clean one at that. Squeeze out all the liquid. But to my spinach, I'm going to go ahead and add a half a cup of heavy cream, and then you're going to go ahead and add about a cup of cream cheese to this, and then you want to make sure it's all mixed in and it starts to melt before you add anything else. Okay, so once your cheese starts to melt, you want to make sure that you keep your fire on a super low heat. You don't want this to start to burn. And then you want to add about a quarter cup of sour cream to this. The sour cream along with the cream cheese is going to give it that little tartness that you normally have in spinach dip. But if you don't like sour cream, you don't have to add it. I prefer a little bit of sour cream in it, so that's why I typically add it in mine. So the sour cream is that little kicker. So add your sour cream to it, and then you want to mix everything around and make sure everything is melted. So once your cheese and everything is melted and your spinach, they're all incorporated, you want to go ahead and start to add your seasonings into this. Here is where you're going to season it to your liking, guys. I like a lot of garlic powder and a lot of onion powder, so I put a lot. You don't have to put as much. And then I'm going to add some black pepper to that and a little bit of chicken bouillon. You don't have to add the chicken bouillon if you don't use it or you don't eat it. You don't have to add it. You also don't have to add this much because keep in mind that you're also adding sharp cheddar cheese and mozzarella cheese. So that's also going to give it a little bit of saltiness too. So just be mindful of that and measure your ingredients. Once you have that in, then just go ahead and mix it in and let it continue to cook on a low for a little bit. Okay, so at this point, everything is melted and has been cooking down and low for a little while. I'm going to go ahead and add the remainder of my shredded cheese. So my sharp cheddar, my mozzarella, and my pepper jack cheese. If you guys like this a little spicy or you like your spinach dip spicy or food in general, add some pepper flakes at this point or even some black pepper or even some pepper sauce, whatever you choose to do. So I'm just going to mix this in, let the rest of the cheese melt out, and then once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and plate it up and put it in the oven to broil so the top layer of cheese, can actually melt down. But at this point, you can be finished just like this. You can pour this into a little jar or a little container or your serving bowl or whatever you're going to be using to entertain, and you can have it just like this. Alright guys, as you can see, I went ahead and I spooned my spinach dip into a ceramic bowl that's going to go into the oven. I'm going to go ahead and top it off with a little bit more of my leftover shredded cheese that I have. You don't have to do this process if you don't want to. You can spoon it into the bowl, serve it as is. But I'm going to do this, pop it in the oven to broil for 5 minutes. Alright guys, and after 5 minutes, here's what you have. This is my spinach dip. I'm going to serve it alongside some pita chips. Use whatever chips you have. Now, If you guys have some crab and you want to elevate this, you can put some crab meat in this. You can also add some shrimp. I don't eat no type of seafood, so this will have to do. It's delicious, guys, and it's cheesy. I hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe. Until next time, peace.